what if the moment you stop caring is the exact moment they start chasing you? Not texting back, not over-explaining, not trying to prove your worth. And suddenly, the same woman who ignored you, the ex who walked away, even your own partner who took you for granted, they begin to panic. Because here's the truth most men never realize. The more you chase, the less you're valued. But the moment you detach, you become unpredictable, rare, and dangerously attractive. This isn't manipulation. This is psychological power, something even Niccolò Machiavelli understood centuries ago. And in this video, you'll learn exactly how to stop caring the right way, so people don't just notice you. They fear losing you. 1. The brutal truth, why caring too much destroys your value. Most men believe effort equals attraction, but in reality, overinvestment signals low value. This section breaks down how neediness, constant texting, over-explaining, and emotional dependence silently kill attraction. You'll understand the psychology behind why women and even people in general start taking you for granted when you make them your priority without earning it. Inspired by Niccolò Machiavelli, we explore how perceived scarcity creates power and why emotional over-availability leads to disrespect, rejection, and even cheating. 2. The power shift. How detachment triggers psychological attraction. Detachment isn't ignoring, it's controlled emotional independence. Here you'll learn how stepping back activates curiosity, anxiety, and pursuit in others. This includes the science of scarcity, emotional tension, and unpredictability. You'll see how exes return, wives regain respect, and girlfriends invest more when they feel your attention is no longer guaranteed. We'll break down subtle power moves, jealousy dynamics, and how to use absence without appearing weak or bitter. 3. Recognizing female tests and manipulation early. Women test strength, confidence, and emotional stability constantly. This section teaches how to recognize compliance tests, emotional traps, and manipulation tactics like guilt tripping, attention-seeking, and hot-cold behavior. You'll learn how to respond calmly without reacting, emotionally passing tests without even trying. Understanding micro-expressions, tone shifts, and behavioral patterns becomes your advantage, allowing you to maintain control without confrontation. 4. Building magnetic presence and nonverbal dominance. Attraction is rarely about words, it's about presence. This section focuses on body language, eye contact, posture, vocal tone, and calmness under pressure. You'll learn how to command attention without chasing it. From subtle dominance to charisma, humor, and controlled energy, this part shows how high-value men communicate without saying much. Real-world examples and actionable techniques will help you instantly elevate your presence. Stop chasing. Start attracting. Conversation and emotional control. Mastering conversation flow is key to attraction. Here, you'll learn how to use storytelling, teasing, strategic compliments, and silence to create emotional spikes. This section teaches how to avoid the friend zone, maintain mystery, and build sexual tension naturally. You'll also learn how to handle rejection gracefully, flip it into power, and make people reconsider their decisions about you. 6. Ex-return psychology. Why they come back when you move on. Why do exes suddenly reappear when you finally let go? This section reveals the psychology behind it. You'll learn how emotional detachment, lifestyle upgrades, and silence trigger curiosity and regret. It includes step-by-step strategies on how to respond when an ex returns without losing your power again. You'll also learn how to filter genuine interest from manipulation. 7. Loyalty, boundaries, and testing her character. Not all attention is good attention. This section teaches how to evaluate a woman's character early before emotional damage happens. You'll learn how to test loyalty subtly, set boundaries women respect, and identify red flags like gold digging, inconsistency, or toxic patterns. The focus is on building relationships based on respect, not validation. 8. Sexual confidence and timing. Building desire without neediness. Desire grows in tension, not desperation. This section explains how to build sexual confidence, read signals, and initiate intimacy at the right time. You'll understand consent, pacing, and how to create anticipation emotionally and physically without being awkward or aggressive. The goal is to make attraction feel natural, not forced. As lifestyle power, become the man they fear losing. Attraction doesn't come from chasing, it comes from becoming. This section focuses on building a life that naturally attracts attention, fitness, style, social proof, purpose, and ambition. Using examples like Elon Musk and David Beckham, you'll see how status, discipline, and purpose create long-term attraction. 10. The final shift. Redefining power, love, and self-respect. The ultimate lesson. Stop caring doesn't mean becoming cold. It means valuing yourself first. This section ties everything together. Emotional control, independence, respect, and long-term attraction. You'll understand how to maintain excitement, avoid complacency, and build relationships where you are chosen, not tolerated. 1. The brutal truth, why caring too much destroys your value. There's a silent mistake most men make, and they don't even realize it's costing them respect, attraction, and power. They care too much, too early. You text first every time. You reply instantly. You explain yourself when no one asked. You prioritize her, even when she hasn't earned that position in your life. And in your mind you think, I'm being a good man. But in reality, you're lowering your perceived value. Here's the brutal truth. Attraction is not built on effort alone, it's built on perceived rarity. When you become overly available, predictable, and emotionally dependent, you signal something dangerous, that you have no better options. And the human brain, especially in attraction, doesn't value what is easily available. This is where most men lose the game before it even starts. You see, when you overinvest, she doesn't feel lucky to have you. She feels comfortable losing you. Your attention becomes normal. Your presence becomes expected. And slowly, without realizing it, she stops chasing, stops investing, and starts pulling away. Even worse, she may begin to test you. Cancel plans. Delay replies. Act distant. Why? Because deep down she wants to see if you still have a spine, or if you'll fold under pressure. And most men fail right there. They double text. They chase harder. They try to fix things. But every extra effort only confirms one thing. You need her more than she needs you. And the moment that imbalance is created, attraction dies. This is exactly what Niccolò Machiavelli warned about in a different context. People respect what they fear losing, not what they can control. When you care too much, too soon, you give away your power. So the first shift is simple, but brutal. Stop trying to prove your worth. Start acting like your presence is earned. Because the man who is willing to walk away is the only man who is truly valued. 2. The power shift. How detachment triggers psychological attraction. Now here's where everything changes. Detachment is not about ignoring someone. It's about removing emotional dependency. There's a massive difference. A needy man texts her because he needs reassurance. A detached man texts her because he wants to, but he doesn't need to. That subtle difference changes everything. When you detach, 3 powerful psychological triggers activate instantly. 1. Curiosity. Why is he not reacting like before? 2. Uncertainty. Is he losing interest? Fear of loss. What if I lose him? And these 3 emotions drive attraction more than compliments ever will. You see, humans don't chase what's guaranteed. They chase what feels like it might disappear. So when you stop over-texting, when you stop over-explaining, when you stop reacting emotionally, you become unpredictable. And unpredictability creates emotional tension. Suddenly she starts thinking about you more. She checks your last scene. She wonders who you're with. She feels your absence. That's power. But here's the key. This only works if your detachment is real. If you're pretending to ignore her while obsessing over your phone, she will feel that energy. And it won't work. True detachment comes from having a purpose, a busy life, other options, self-respect. You're not stepping back to manipulate. You're stepping back because your life doesn't revolve around her. And ironically, that's what pulls her in. This is why exes return when you finally move on. This is why wives regain respect when you stop chasing validation. This is why girlfriends invest more when they feel your attention is no longer guaranteed. Because when you detach, you stop being predictable. And the moment you become unpredictable, you become attractive again. 3. Recognizing female tests and manipulation early. Every woman tests a man, not because she's evil, but because she's trying to answer one question. Is this man emotionally strong or easy to control? And most men fail these tests, not because they're weak, but because they don't even recognize them. A test can look like delayed replies, canceled plans, playful disrespect, jealousy triggers, emotional coldness. Now here's where it gets interesting. These tests are not meant to push you away. They're designed to measure your reaction. If you get emotional, you fail. If you get needy, you fail. If you over-explain, you fail. But if you stay calm, unbothered, and slightly amused, you pass without saying a word. For example, she cancels last minute. Weak response. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I was waiting. Powerful response. No worries. Another time. That's it. No emotion, no drama, no neediness. Why does this work? Because you're showing her that your time is valuable and your mood is not controlled by her actions. Now let's talk about manipulation. Some women use guilt, you don't care about me. Comparison, other guys would do this. Attention seeking, posting for validation. Hot-cold behavior. The goal? To pull emotional reactions from you, but once you recognize the pattern, you stop reacting. You observe. You stay grounded. You respond, not react. And that's where your power lies. Because the man who cannot be emotionally controlled is the man who commands respect. 4. Building magnetic presence and nonverbal dominance. Attraction is not created through words. It's created through presence. Before you even speak, your body is already communicating. Your confidence, your status, your emotional control, and women read this instantly. A man with magnetic presence doesn't chase attention. He naturally pulls it in. So what creates this presence? Posture. Stand straight, shoulders back, slow movements. You don't rush. You don't fidget. Eye contact. Hold it just a second longer than normal. Not aggressive, just calm and grounded. Voice tone. Slow, deep, controlled. No rushing. No nervous energy. Facial expression. Relaxed, slight smile. Not trying too hard to impress. Now here's the deeper layer. Magnetic men are emotionally stable. They don't react quickly. They don't get easily offended. They don't try to prove themselves. And that calmness creates a powerful effect. People feel your presence, even when you're silent. Add humor, light teasing, and a bit of unpredictability. And suddenly you're not just another guy. You become memorable. Because in a world full of men trying too hard, you are the one who doesn't. Stop chasing. Start attracting conversation and emotional control. Most men talk too much and reveal too much too soon. And that kills attraction. Because attraction thrives on mystery and emotional spikes. So instead of trying to impress her with facts, you create experiences through conversation. Use storytelling. Use pauses. Use teasing. For example, instead of saying, I like traveling, say, I once got lost in a city I couldn't even pronounce. Best mistake of my life. Now she's curious. That's attraction. Then add playful teasing. You seem like trouble. I'm not sure if that's a good thing yet. This creates emotional tension. Now here's the key. Don't try to win her approval. Let her try to win yours. When she feels like she has to impress you, the dynamic shifts. And if she rejects you, you don't chase. You smile. You walk away. Because rejection is not failure. It's filtration. And the man who handles rejection gracefully becomes more attractive than the man who avoids it. 6. X-return psychology. Why they come back when you move on. Have you ever noticed the moment you finally move on, she comes back? It's not coincidence. It's psychology. When you're chasing her, she feels secure. She knows she can have you anytime. But when you disappear, her mind starts racing. Why isn't he texting? Did he find someone else? Did I lose him? That uncertainty creates emotional tension, and that tension leads to curiosity, then regret, then action, so she comes back. But here's where most men mess up. They get excited, they respond instantly, they fall back into old patterns. And guess what happens? She loses interest again. So if an ex returns, you must stay grounded. Don't reward her immediately. Let her invest. Let her prove consistency. Because not every return is genuine. Some come back out of boredom. Some come back for validation. Your job is to observe, not react. Because the man who moved on once can do it again. And that's what makes him powerful. 7. Loyalty, boundaries, and testing her character. Attraction without character is a disaster waiting to happen. So before you invest emotionally, You must evaluate her. Watch her behavior. Does she respect your time? Is she consistent? Does she seek attention from other men? Does she keep her word? Now here's the key. Don't ask questions. Observe patterns and set boundaries early. If she disrespects you, call it out calmly. If she crosses limits, step back. No anger, no drama, just distance. Because boundaries are not about controlling her. They're about protecting yourself. And the right woman? She respects boundaries. The wrong one? She tests them constantly. Choose wisely. 8. Sexual confidence and timing. Building desire without neediness. Sexual attraction is not built through words. It's built through tension. And tension comes from eye contact, light touch, playful energy, timing. Most men rush. They try to escalate too quickly, or they hesitate too much. Both kill attraction. The key is balance. You build connection first, then slowly introduce physicality. A light touch on the arm, a pause in conversation, a moment of silence with eye contact. That's where attraction grows. And always, remember, confidence is not force. It's calm, controlled, and respectful. You read signals. You respond accordingly. Because true attraction is mutual. And the man who understands timing never needs to force anything. Far's lifestyle power become the man they fear losing. Attraction is not created in conversations. It's created in your lifestyle. If your life is boring, no amount of texting will fix that. So build a life that naturally attracts attention. Fitness, style, social circle, ambition, purpose. Look at Elon Musk. He's not chasing attention. His mission creates it. Or David Beckham. Style, discipline, presence. That's attraction. When your life is exciting, you don't need to impress anyone. People feel it, and they want to be part of it. 10. The final shift. Redefining power, love, and self-respect. At the end of the day, this is not about manipulation. It's about self-respect. Stopping caring doesn't mean becoming cold. It means you don't chase what doesn't choose you. You don't tolerate disrespect. You don't lose yourself for someone else. You value your time, your energy, your peace. And when you live like that, something powerful happens. People start valuing you the same way you value yourself. Because the man who respects himself never needs to beg for respect from others. And that is the ultimate power.